and somewhere in there, you know, there were shell casings littering the street. The smell of gunpowder was in the air. It was slightly different than the fireworks smell. There was just a slightly twinge of difference in it.
I survived the night of the Church Street gunman. On June 21st, 2001, at 3 a.m., 25-year-old New Paltz lifer Jared T. Boyer lit up downtown New Paltz with his assault rifle, wounding a cop. Luckily, he was a terrible shot because he littered the streets with bullets trying to hit police officers and cars. The shootout lasted over an hour. Despite wounding an officer, Boyer was taken down without any fatalities. Carl Weldon, a student at SUNY New Paltz at the time, high school classmate of Boyer, and current New Paltz resident, recounts the events to the Little Rebellion's Sandra Hamlet and Brandon Quinn.
From this parking lot here, there was a series of shots, crack, 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 and you could see a muzzle flash.
Oh, okay.
From the street. You could see it. Going into 13 Church, fired a number of rounds into the building. My friend Janae, I guess, had this center window apartment, the one that's open, and she was sleeping on the floor, and there was a cast iron radiator there, which apparently absorbed the impact of a few of the rounds. On the porch here were a whole bunch of friends of mine, pirate crew of, wonderfully motley bunch of creative, counterculture people. Call it instinctual, being surrounded by stone seems, practical thing. And hunkered down and said, "What was that?" Someone says, "Oh, I think it was firecracker." And I said, "No, that was the report of a rifle. It's a very distinct sound." He was kind of going through the alleys here. And he fired 9 rounds into 9 Church Street. He came past the porch this way, and he was dressed in fatigues, beret, glasses, and body armor, and was carrying strafing, as they say, walking sideways, weapon upheld, keeping a low profile. When he reached the corner here, came around. There's a squad car on the uphill drive here, going to the parking lot. So he shot out the window of the squad car and fired a few rounds into the pizzeria. The window of the pizzeria took a few rounds. If you come in close, the railing here, there's a detail for you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
So 1 round struck here, and the other round, if you bring the camera around to this side, and from there, aiming into the alley, crack, crack. There's a volley of rounds.
Wow. That's crazy. But it was this close to town?
One of those things like, the cruiser comes down, rounds are fired, cruiser backs up, possibly. I couldn't say. He didn't come onto Main Street. Carrying an Intratec 7.62. It's a knockoff of your basic Soviet. He was under my window. I had my window open and I couldn't see him anymore. That's when he changed magazines. The streets were so quiet. Very distinct sound of a magazine being released, another one being slapped in, the bolt being, returned. So this impression immediately hit everyone. Oh, this isn't over. Wow. He's reloading. Metal damaged Mike. He was an old roadie. He's standing in his doorway, and he wasn't so happy about being woken up by a cop at that hour in the morning, asking him, "Did you see anything? Do you know what's happening?" And while the policeman is standing in front of him, Jared fired a round which hit him in the elbow and caused his arm to fly up like this and sprayed Mike, diagonally. He's like, "I got cops' blood on me," was his retelling of the story.
Jared?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Coming up on the 10th year.
10th anniversary, right? Yeah.
You know him?
Actually, I went to Mardi Gras with like a few months before that.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, interesting.
you know, he went to New Paltz Central School,
Right.
So did I. You know, he was in a different grade than me, and he was friends with some of my friends. It was more like, hey, wow, we just had a heck of a different night than you would expect in hippy dippy New Paltz.
It's a beautiful Wednesday night, bunch of non-college folk, early Thursday morning, walking along Church Street. Much like the night Jared T. Boyer held downtown New Paltz hostage 10 years ago, June 21st. We are walking his path, following his footsteps, and seeing what he saw. If only we knew what he was thinking. June 21st, 2001, Thursday morning at 3 a.m., just as the bars and open mic nights of New Paltz are letting out, shots were fired from this exact location. Reliving these events is a scary reminder of what can happen in your backyard.